The envelope sat on the kitchen counter, stark white against the muted gray of the granite, and I froze. At first I thought it was a mistake, a birthday card maybe, but the handwriting wasn't hers. It wasn't even cursive, just sharp, businesslike print. For Anna from me. My hands shook. Anna. Her name echoed in my mind like a warning. I had spent years rationalizing her behavior. How she never remembered my birthday, how she shrugged off the little things that mattered to me. Yet somehow, she always found a way to lavish gifts on others. Friends, colleagues, people who barely mattered. $1,000 to Lisa last week. 100 to some charity. And me? Nothing. Not even a card. I ran my fingers over the envelope again, trying to steady the growing storm in my chest. The air in the kitchen suddenly felt thick, heavy with unsaid words. I remembered last year, sitting on the couch, telling myself it wasn't about the money. Love wasn't about gifts, I convinced myself. But love was supposed to feel reciprocal. And right now I felt invisible. I could hear her voice in the living room, humming as she sorted through the laundry. Normal. Calm. Everything looked normal. I hated that. Hated the way she moved through our home like nothing had ever happened. My heartbeat thundered in my ears as I opened the envelope. Inside was a folded note and a card. The note was short, almost clinical. I know you won't understand, but this is important. I need you to trust me. My stomach twisted. Trust me? After all this? I felt the first tendrils of suspicion curl around my mind, sharp and insistent. I slid the note aside and opened the card. It was a birthday card, but not for me. Not really. It was for some man named Mark, a friend of hers, a man I had never met. The words inside were intimate, flippant, as if she had practiced them on someone she cared about. I could feel my chest tighten. My mind refused to let me believe what I was seeing. This had to be a mistake. She wouldn't, could she? I followed her into the living room, holding the card as though it were a weapon. She looked up, startled, her smile faltering when she saw my face. Hey, what's wrong? She asked, her voice a shade too light. Anna, who's Mark? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Her eyes darted away. A flicker of something I couldn't quite read. He's just a friend. I gave him a gift. You know, because he helped me with that project last week. I laughed, a humorless, hollow sound. $1,000? $1,000 for him. And for me nothing? My voice cracked. Anger mixed with disbelief. A cocktail I hadn't felt before. She stepped closer, her hand brushing mine, and I recoiled. Sufyan, it's not like that. You know I don't. Don't start that with me, I said, my voice rising. Every year I wait, I hope, and every year nothing. But you're generous to everyone else. Everyone except me. She looked at me then, really looked, and for a moment, I thought I saw guilt, but it was fleeting, replaced almost immediately by defensiveness. I didn't think you'd care about that. You never do. My stomach lurched. I had cared. I had always cared. I had always believed in us. And now, the truth was slamming into me with the weight of inevitability. She had given her affection, her time, and her trust to someone else. Not because she didn't love me, maybe, but because she wanted more than I could give. More than I could give. I whispered, stunned. Is that why you've been so distant? So cold? Is that why you? Her voice cut through mine, sharp and defensive. Sufyan, don't make this sound worse than it is. I didn't mean to hurt you. Not mean to hurt me. My hands shook. The card crumpled in my fist. You gave $1,000 to a man I don't even know, and I got nothing. You didn't even think twice. Silence fell. Heavy, suffocating. I could hear my own heartbeat, the subtle tremor of betrayal running through my veins. Her lips moved, but I didn't hear the words. All I could think about was the quiet cruelty of being overlooked, of realizing that someone I loved had chosen another form of loyalty, another place for her generosity. I left the room without another word. Outside, the evening was falling, the sky a bruised purple over our quiet street. The wind felt cold on my face, but it matched the emptiness spreading in my chest. I realized then that betrayal isn't always loud. Sometimes it's in the silence, in the gifts given elsewhere, in the subtle way someone can choose everyone over you without ever intending to hurt you. I walked past our home, past the warm light spilling from the windows where she stood, unaware that everything had changed. Love, I realized, is fragile. And sometimes, the heart breaks not with a scream, but with a whisper. And I whispered back to the night, this isn't over.